40 years ago, we opened our doors with one mission in mind.
We'll be right back with the top 10 songs of 1983.
To sell quality American-made vehicles at a fair price.
You have arrived.
And we've loved every minute of the ride. Celebrating 40 years of Two Rivers Ford.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com Sports Desk. I'm Lucas Panzica. Former Titans outside linebacker Bud Dupree has a new home. Cut by the Titans this offseason in a cap-saving move, he has signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons worth $5 million. Tennessee football finishing out spring practice on Saturday. The orange and white game kicks off at 1:30 in Neyland Stadium. Fall Network coverage will be carried right here on The Zone. College baseball this weekend. Number 16 Tennessee is in Fayetteville for a series against fifth-ranked Arkansas. Game 1 tonight at 7. You can hear the Vol Network call tonight and Sunday afternoon for Game 3 on 104.5 The Zone. And Vanderbilt home this weekend. They've got a series against South Carolina with Game 1 tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Nashville Soccer Club hits the road to NYCFC Saturday night, a return trip after Nashville defeated City 2-0 at home in the season opener. Pre-game coverage starts at 6 on 104.5 The Zone for a 6:30 kickoff. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Welcome into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. People, it's Friday, man, and that's Trash Talk Friday. Let's make that understood. So all day long, Trash Talk is welcome. Whatever you got on your mind, let's get it off. Got a lot of things to get into today. I am your guy. Who am I? Who am I, Smiley? Tell the people who I am and where I am.
He is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 We're in the building, rocking and rolling, and Babsy will be right along with us. Yoral is on assignment today, so we're going to let Yoral get his assignment on. But outside of that, we got a couple of things to get through, man. Spring is really arrived, man. It's really arrived outside. So if you're riding around, you got your top down. If you got carring on the roof, then you ought to be feeling really, 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 really good right now because this is a beautiful day right here in the Music City. And you're tuned in to 104.5 The Zone. 3HL is taking over right now. A lot of things to get into, but it's going to be a free-flowing show. So be sure to log on right there on Zone TV, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch,
please.
And YouTube. Did that out of order so I can catch Jackson off, off kilter a little bit. Jay Smiley is back there behind the glass holding us down today. Hunk is, nursing a baby. Tori's probably nursing him and the baby. Or maybe Ollie's taking over all the duties and holding everything down. But
they just left the hospital.
Did they? They out of there? Oh, they let them out. And see, the voice right there that you hear, Jay Smiley, that is Babsy.
Let's go. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Babsy.
Well, Friday.
You know what, Babsy? You asked me yesterday about Odell Beckham Jr. How would I feel with the Titans going to get him and things of that nature? Well, he came out and spoke, and, we'll be able to tap into that a little bit later. Also, we got.
I did not ask if the Titans should go.
No, you asked me if I would take them. Not if the Titans would. If I was in control of the Titans.
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah.
I didn't ask. Brent asked.
Oh, he asked that. Okay.
I'm good with not having anything to do with them.
You don't even want him in your sight. Don't get him in your
I'm
sight.
good.
So,
I'm good.
We got
2 ACLs. He's old.
Yes.
He's a handful. Nah, I'm out.
So, Preds are eliminated.
Yes.
Preds are eliminated, but they went out with a bang. Hell of a shot last night to hit the parlay. Make sure they took care of me.
Oh, I was wondering. Okay.
Yes.
That's right. I forgot it was a part of the parlay.
That's right.
Hey, can I say this about the Preds, though?
Yes, you may.
Future, man.
No, that's right.
I need my shades.
Yeah.
It's real bright.
Yeah.
You saw those young guys, how well they played. You see what they've got, like kind of their main veteran pieces in place with a bunch of young guys around them. You got Barry Trotz coming in and taking over as the GM. I feel like they're in a really good place. Look at what Milwaukee's doing. Like all of their farm system teams are legit.
Absolutely.
And are contending.
Absolutely.
And all of that talent is just ready to kind of shoo through the pipeline, right?
Yes, I totally agree. And the energy that we're seeing from this team fighting down the stretch of this,
that's all the young guys.
That's all young guys. And regardless of what the teams that they're playing wrapped up or not, man, you can always fold. But it's good to know that that's where the culture is with these young guys coming into it and setting the tone. So can't wait for next year for that. Also,
it's good to see that you included them in your parlay.
Yeah, why wouldn't I, Babs? The parlay is objective. It doesn't, we just, it fluctuates also. So, you know what I mean? You just got to stay tuned.
Are you saying it's not always right?
It has been of late. As of late, it's been on fire, actually. So, y'all want to stay tuned to that at the end of 3HL on Zone TV. I always give out the parlay with Superbook. So, pay attention, man. NBA playoffs taking place tonight. We also got the spring game taking place, Babsy. Babsy just skipped over Auburn, so we ain't going to worry about that one. But the orange and white is taking place tomorall. And Babs,
Auburn
I'm going
was
to
last
town.
week.
Yes, I heard Auburn was. They played it on replay twice on the SEC network. So, yeah.
Well, it's weird because ESPN doesn't have any of these games on regular network TV.
Sure don't.
And I mean, I feel like I know it's my company that I work for, but like most of them don't even have reporters on the games.
Speak your mind, Babsy. Speak your mind.
It's bunk. It's totally bunk.
It's Trash Talk Friday.
I'm like, the spring games are best time to have a reporter because of the access you get. You can talk to all the players right there, talk to the coach while they're running plays, you know.
And you get them
It's
loose.
very XFL-like.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You get things that you wouldn't get during the season.
Right.
You know
now,
what I'm
I
saying?
know, I think Pete Thamel is the reporter for the orange and white game for Tennessee.
I think so.
So that makes sense because he can spend time with Heupel and the coordinators and really like get to know this Tennessee team as he gets ready to write 8 million articles next year about college football, right? So I know they have sent Thamel around like to a bunch of the games. So maybe we'll see if we can't get him on. I think it's him. I'm pretty sure they have Jordan Rodgers on the game too.
Is it?
I think. I don't know. I need to look it up. But anyway, maybe we can get Thamel on a Monday and just find out what he kind of learned. But are you excited about
Babsy?
Tennessee?
Yes, I am. And I had a couple of people after I retweeted it out that I was going, hit me up on social media like, it's only a spring game, it's only a scrimmage, it's only a celebration. Like, that's not what it's for me. Especially if you're a fan.
It's seeing everybody,
it's
right?
Seeing everybody.
It's being
That's
back.
it right
it's
there, Babsy.
seeing everybody.
That's
it's camaraderie.
That's it.
I mean, for you, it's former athlete.
Right.
And I know Hype has been good about having all of y'all in the mix, whether you play basketball or softball or basketball, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. And that's the good thing. Like, and also with that, the administration, you get to run back into people that you haven't seen for quite a while. You know, always want to rub elbows with them. I think it's going to be fun seeing the guys back up there. And you always get to take a piece of what you're going to see. Like 2 years ago when we went up there, we saw what Hyper was going to do. They were airing it out. Like, I mean, the first 3 plays probably were 40-yard bombs, catch or no catch. One of the catches was out of bounds, and it was like, oh, is this what we in store for?
Yep.
Now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it led to, it was a precursor to where everything that was going to take place. So I think going up there and being able to see guys like Nico, seeing these fourth and fifth.
That's what I was going to say. People are going to get a nice look at the youth and at Nico.
Yeah. Yeah, and
which, of course, then is going to drive me absolutely nuts because the fan base is going to be like, he's the next coming, and he's...
You know it's coming back.
Oh, you know it's coming.
So
when there's no defense in spring scrimmages.
And that's the thing.
Keep that in mind.
But I will say, this is going to be...
It's not having to read a whole lot.
Right. So you got Brew McCoy, and we'll be able to get in this later with Josh Ward. We're going to have him on today, breaking down a little bit of the orange and white game and what he expects to see. What's the buzz like up there? Josh Dobbs had his golf celebrity tournament or something today. And a lot of guys were back in Knoxville. A lot of guys were back in town for that. So
that's fun.
Yeah, so that's automatically a draw for former players. So fans, if you're fans of the Vols, if you're fans of these players that played pro, this will be a good time to get back up there and have some one-on-one contact.
A lot of people back.
Yeah, yep. So it's going to be good.
Hey, so I found this earlier this morning.
What, Babsy?
Scouring the internet.
You're a scourer.
The intranet.
Internet.
With Mr. Babs, we found it.
Yeah.
Most hated fan base tournament on Twitter going on.
Oh.
Guess who the one seed is?
Oh.
Da na 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 na. Rocky Top,
that's right.
you'll always be the most hated fan base in the country. Good old Rocky Top.
Babsy, leave us alone on Trash Talk Friday. Hey, man, guess what? We wouldn't want to be nowhere else, Babsy.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
You know, how many times have I told you I love this fan base? Even when they come after me on Twitter for something dumb.
Good, so we
I
need to go
still
vote.
love this fan base.
Let's go vote out there, people. We want to win. I think it's...
We'll talk about that because it is Trash Talk Friday.
You had another topic, too,
Maybe 4 o'clock.
And we can be able to get into this a little trash talk. It was an article you found as well, the basketball versus football thing. And we done had a lot of remarks on social media about this.
This is fascinating to me because of you and Ramon, too. Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet you feel a way about this.
Yes, I do.
But I didn't feel like Ramon felt a way about it, which has been... So if people didn't see it, I actually quote tweeted it and tagged Ramon and Slay in it. I was trying to get a little brotherly argument going on there. But basically it was... So Paul George said on some, random podcast, right? Said that... What do you say? Basketball players could go and play in the NFL and be successful at a much better, higher rate than NFL players could come to the NBA.
Right.
So basically, like basketball players could step into the NFL and play and succeed and have success and jump in, but NFL guys cannot do that in the NBA.
This is correct. And we're going to get into that.
This is correct.
Yeah, we're going to get into this. I feel a certain way about this because it's more basketball guys that have went and played football than it's ever been football guys that come and play basketball. Professionally at that.
Okay. Well, I have a counter argument to that. So we'll
do
get
you?
into it.
Well, that's going to be fun. Well, we got a lot to get into today, then, Babsy. And you get a chance to tune in 615-737-1045. Jump in the chat, jump on the phone line. What you want to talk about? Trash Talk Friday. Make sure you bring it on this sunny day in the Music City, right here on 3HL. We will be right back.
Is that Bert?
That had to be Bert. Who was that? Bert? Only Bert. Well, Bert need to get his atmosphere cool in home, man, because mine is the AC is working fine. I'm talking about they were cutting grass this morning, and then I'm like, man, okay, spring is really here. And then it felt a little warm. I said, need to turn this AC on. It's time to get to it. SpringHillAC.com. That's who you reach out to is Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Babsy, have they work with you?
They're awesome.
Okay.
Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, a proud Rude partner, a Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. And here's the deal. If you're like me, so a couple years ago, it was like the end of the summer. You didn't really have to have your air conditioner. You could kind of make it work. And my air unit went out. But I was like, you know what?
Oh, Babsy.
I can't pay for it right now. So I'm just going to wait until next summer and I'll deal with it then. I'll save money knowing that I'm going to have to get it fixed and knowing that I'm going to have to replace it, right?
Right.
So maybe that's you. Maybe that time has now come and you got to replace your unit. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling will do it right now for you, and you'll get 18 months of no payments.
Well,
so
that's a winner.
Yeah, you buy the unit, you don't have to pay until 2024.
Well, you need to tap in, is what we're trying to tell you. Tap into Kevin. It's family-owned, family-ran, family-friendly, not like the big corporations. They got to get back to you. They're going to respawn right away. April specials, Babsy just told you about it. You better jump on to springhillac.com. What you better do, Babsy?
Call them.
Big and Serving Landscape Supply. These are the guys that can help get your lawn looking better than anybody's in the neighborhood. And that's what, hey, we're all competitive, right? Get it done. I got Trey Hartz that can help you out right now. Dig and Serving Landscape Supply. Trey, what's up? How are you?
Hey, Brett, that's it, man. That's the name of the game, right? Everybody wants to have the boys over on a Saturday and throw some stuff on the grill. And we want people to say, hey, man, what'd you do with your grass? How'd you get it looking like this? Because I'm telling you, it's not as far-fetched as you might think with Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. We make it easy on you, man. It's not hard. Just follow the turf plan, something that's been around for a long time. Want to make sure that we have the best lawn in the neighborhood, and you can do that. One simple step, once a month, can get that lawn looking A1. And I'm not out here pushing dreams on you, man. I promise that works. It's great. It's going to be green, going to be weed-free. It's exactly what we want. Enough about the grass. We love the grass, but it is the right time of year. If you're looking to upgrade that lawn mowing machine, look no further than Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Looking at the rebate sheet, it's a new month. A lot of great rebates out on a ton of different models from Toro, Ferris, Snapper, Right Standard, doing a lot of really good things. So maybe it's time to get that old mower put up and get a new one. And at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply, we can help you. Whether you have a small lot, maybe a 0.3 of an acre, you have a big field somewhere that you need to get mowed, that is no problem, or anything in between we can get you taken care of. Stop at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Give us a shot on it. Conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Cool Springs, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Broomer Lawnmower, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. Open up at 7, closing at 4:30 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickinsSupply.com.
Big and Serving
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone.
It's
is Friday.
Friday.
That's right. That's the tune right there, Babs. You want to come into the show, man, you better welcome yourself on in on this good Friday. Riding in your car, top down, sunroof back, windows down, good spring weather, not too hot. That's exactly what we want to be, man. So what better than to get into a lukewarm topic?
A lukewarm topic.
Yeah.
The draft?
Yeah, the draft. You know, it's lukewarm to 12. What, we got 12 days left?
Yeah, I feel like it's hot now.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into a hot topic.
We're hot.
Yeah, we had Adam Schefter come out with a couple of quotes. And what did he say?
I don't know, but good old
I missed
Schefter. Like, Schefter's always, he's always stirring the pot, right? And he's
Yeah, he has
usually
to.
right because, his sources are teams.
He's, deep-rooted in sources.
For the most part, they're teams, they're GMs, they're coaches. Those are his go-to sources.
Mm-hmm.
He has agents as well.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's where he's going. So this audio came out talking about the number 1 overall pick. Just listen to it and then let's discuss. Here's Adam Schefter on Bryce Young.
Well, Laura, listen, Bryce Young's going to visit the Houston Texans. I think it's a waste of time. I think the ship has sailed. I think Bryce Young is going to be the number 1 pick. And they're not going to have a chance to take the guy that I think they would have liked to have taken. So now they're sitting there at number 2, and what do you do?
What do you do?
So this struck my fancy for many reasons. One, it also shows just how volatile, kind of the quarterback 1-2 conversation is, right? Because I remember there for like a week, it was, Carolina's taking CJ Stroud, right?
Yeah, it was a done deal.
Done deal. That's done, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is the thing, because he went on to say, basically, like, who knows what Houston's going to do, but went on to say basically that, or I guess this was elsewhere, but that Houston could possibly go a different direction, either not quarterback or an Anthony Richardson, something in that manner. I mean, it's the Texans, though. Haven't they always screwed it up?
Yeah, but golly, they can't do that, can they, Babs?
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
Absolutely. They totally can. I mean, big risk, big reward.
Yeah. So,
and look at the success.
I'm bringing sexy back. That's right. I'm bringing it back.
Look at the success.
I just put that in the chat.
That.
Yeah. It's Friday. I'll come about this shirt, boy. Don't y'all test me. Don't y'all test me.
The success that Houston has had with that same style of quarterback in the past as well, as far as the ability, super athletic, ability to do more, all of that. So let's say the Houston Texans do go either non-quarterback or Anthony Richardson.
Golly. That's
then
a shakeup.
All of a sudden, if you're the Titans, are you not jumping to move up to 3 for CJ Stroud? What if CJ Stroud is there at 3?
Let me look at his measurables real quick.
Here's the deal. We talk about Titans fans how many times on this show? Slay, you went off on a whole segment about there is nothing that the Titans can do at the quarterback position that is going to make Titans fan happy.
Nothing can please them.
Titans fan hates Ryan Tannehill. Titans fan isn't sold on Malik. Titans fan doesn't want Lamar Jackson. Titans fan doesn't, Titans fan at the quarterback position is just an absolute,
Titans fans want King Henry to play quarterback.
So, what if, because I'm all about hypotheticals around this draft, but it very easily could happen. What if CJ Stroud is available in that 3 spot? Now,
this is what you would have at the 3 spot. 6'3", 4, running a 4.7. That ain't no small guy. 6'3", 214 pounds. I mean, I want to get this O-line together, but
then aren't you ahead of schedule?
Are you?
On a rebuild? If CJ Stroud is, For the last year, he's been 1 or 2 as
true.
a quarterback. So what if he falls to 3 and you have the means and the ability to move up and go get him? Then aren't you ahead? Because you have Ryan Tannehill for another year. You have some pieces that you've kind of moved and made on that offensive line, right?
Right. Very true.
Stroud can come in,
Yes.
sit, learn,
Yep.
be ready.
Well, that's a beautiful case.
You're ahead
Babsy,
because you have your franchise quarterback
it's just
already.
you're mortgaging the whole future though for you. Like you gotta hit.
You have to hit, but listen, here's what's your other option? I'm sorry, but it's impossible to find a top-notch, you're never going to get it, quarterback in free agency. Like Lamar Jackson is the closest thing, right, that you might get.
Let me ask you this. What if you got your pieces in place with this draft? You stayed at 11 or traded back, got your pieces in place. When you got your O-line, you know you got a running back in Haskins. You probably can get one in the second round. You know you can get a receiver. If you were to do that and wait a year and then mortgage your future, knowing that you got other pieces in place, I would feel more comfortable with that. Instead of mortgaging my future now, going to get Stroud, I tell you what, though. I tell you what. If that did happen, I'm going to go on and cut bait with
Malik.
Without question.
Tannehill.
I'm going to have to go on and cut bait. Like, if that's the case, let's move the ball in. Like, let's not play around with it. Let's go get it. Let's go get us some, let's spend some money. Let's spend some money. That simple.
I mean, Titans fan, what do you think? Like, this is,
Goodness.
I know it's hypothetical, but seriously?
It could happen.
It could absolutely happen. How many times does Coach Mack say, listen, there's two drafts. There's 2 drafts going on.
Yep.
It's the quarterback draft and it's the other draft.
Yeah.
And this could be a part of the quarterback draft. And there are rumors of Titans talking about moving up to 3, which they should. Because if their guy happens to be there, and maybe their guy is Stroud, maybe their guy's Bryce Young.
If
maybe,
that's that guy.
Like, you never know if Houston makes an absurd decision or a brilliant decision. Who
Very
knows? Risk reward, right?
Yep.
If they do that and go in that direction, you have to be ready if you're the Titans. Are you willing to do that? Because the other thing is you're going to have to do something next year, aren't you?
Yeah, you're going to have to do something.
You have to
do something.
Tannehill's going to be done, right? So, okay, if you're in rebuild, then you're kind of fixing pieces this year, right? You're adding, I mean, this is one way to do it, and move back, get more draft picks, add lots of talent or players, or, move back, get more draft capital that you might have to use next year in order to get up and go get a quarterback. Because at some point you have got to find a franchise quarterback. Ryan Tannehill's about to be done.
You have to. And
it ain't easy.
No, it ain't easy. Never, and it's not going to get easier. That's the thing. So you have to strike. That's why it's so important to strike right. Mm-hmm. That's why you can't get it wrong. And that's why I'm saying, do you mortgage everything? Because if things didn't go right, who does this fall on? That's another thing that I would be wondering. Who does this fall on if this decision doesn't go right to move up? That's another thing. Would it be Vrabel? Would it be
I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's all on Rand. That's
but
is it fair? No, but it is. It's what it is. I mean, it's why J-Rob got fired.
So that's the thing. Is it on Rand?
You're saying because he's stepping into
situation?
It. So,
yeah,
I know, but at some point you got to evaluate the GM for those decisions.
Yeah, when it's his.
Well, it will be his.
Okay. We will see. This is going to be interesting. We got people. I mean,
at the end of the day, it's going to be a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot for everybody.
I like it. I like a crapshoot if I have a team and
It was a crapshoot to draft Patrick Mahomes.
Very true. Very true.
Did I say graft?
Yeah, you can do grab and
Grab
draft.
or
Yeah,
draft. Grab and or draft.
It's all in one. It's all.
I
It's all in
mean,
one.
they didn't know.
No, they didn't.
They certainly didn't know. Well, they claim they knew. They didn't know that
Yeah.
he'd turn into what he is.
I just feel so much more comfortable if I have a foundation up front. That's my thing, man. If I have something up front to rely on, and I mean it up front by the trenches, if I got something in place, young that can carry over like what Kansas City has now. You know what I'm saying? Like what Philly has now outside of Kelsey. Like if you got guys that you can build with and you gonna have a foundation, 4 or 5 year foundation. Give me that, man, and I can always plug and go. Yeah, as far as getting a quarterback, yeah, we got to get over the hump, but
You have to.
we're not about to go get to the chip this year with or without Stroud. And then, if this line don't hold up, man, we're gonna have Tannehill hurt again, and then we got to put Stroud in there before scheduling, and that ain't good. I don't like that, but I do like
You like
Tannehill
Stroud?
I do like Stroud.
See, I've watched him. I've dug into him, but I haven't dug into him because I'm like, there's no way that the Titans are going to be able to get that. But if you listen to Adam Schefter, who's pretty tied in, and if Carolina is going Bryce Young, and the rumors about Houston loving Anthony Richardson or going outside of quarterback happen to be true, then all of a sudden, hello.
Yeah. 615-737-1045, man. The line's wide open for you. What are you thinking right now? Should the Titans move up? Is that good? What do you think? We're talking quarterbacks right now. What's up on line 2? Dante, what's happening, brother?
Man, what's going on, Big Slay? What's going on there, Caleb? Question, why is nobody talking about Stetson Bennett? This guy is a multi-year SEC champion, Orange Bowl champion, but no one is talking about this guy being an NFL quarterback. And I just wanted your take on that. Why is he not being in the conversation? He's proven himself amongst the best of the best week in and week out. Yeah, he doesn't have all like the stats. He doesn't have, I guess, the size that everyone says. But, I mean, as far as skill and executing at a high level consistently, I mean, besides Tim Tebow at the college level, who else is really pulling those kind of numbers? I'm going to leave it at that. Thank y'all.
That's good. That's a good point,
Dante, how did Tim Tebow fare in the NFL?
Yeah, he did.
Hate to say it. Tebow didn't work out. But also with Bennett, people are saying with Hooker, he's old. Stetson Bennett's 26 already.
Yep.
Or he will be, I think, next week or something, right?
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure when his birthday comes up, there'll be some kind of partying, right?
I think without question,
we'll
we know
see.
it might be in Texas somewhere.
Yeah. He's what? He's
5'11". They got him listed as 5'11".
Okay.
Read
So
a
he's
4'6",
only 5'11", right?
192 pounds.
Like, he certainly doesn't have all the physical.
Yep.
I mean, you look at an Anthony Richardson, you look at even a Hendon Hooker, who's 6'3", and like Stetson doesn't have that. Apparently, allegedly, and who knows, the pre-draft interview process, he has not fared well during this at all. Like, teams have said he comes off as entitled, arrogant, and listen. You can only you take all of this with a grain of salt because you don't know what's coming out, who's putting out stuff on purpose.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's a lot of talk now that Stetson Bennett might go undrafted, and part of it is that the not knocking those in-person interviews out of the park. Like Hendon Hooker, is going to kill an interview.
Yep. And I see that's my feel that I get from watching Stetson Bennett anyway. It's more of a nonchalant man. Like I did my thing in college. Like I'm actually cool. Like I don't really need this to feel a void in my life. Like I'm okay with going back to Georgia and doing whatever I want to do. That's the kind of vibe he gives off. That's one.
And because you were a pro and you know what it takes. Like, you can't be a legit pro, even a legit backup pro with that kind of an attitude.
No,
you can't.
You don't even want that on your team.
No. And especially these coaches whose jobs depend on it. If they lose a quarterback for one game and you're my backup, can I trust that you're going to be ready to step in?
Yeah.
and not be that nonchalant. I
Right.
guess.
And
I guess I'll study the playbook today.
I give it to Stetson for being able to win. I give it to Kirby Smart for putting the tools around him to be able to use them and then cutting them loose. He grinded back to get to that point, and hey, pats on the back for that. I think what's missing also, regardless if it was first round, whatever round he was drafted, I don't get a wow factor from him watching him play.
Right.
Did he deliver? Without question. But I never got a wow factor like, look at Stetson Bennett taking over this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I never saw his back up against the wall or going against somewhere where you were like, man, Georgia's not the best team on this field. You know, and another team, and you be like, oh, Stetson got to pull him out. I never got that from him when we talking about moving on to that next level. If it was a knock,
He's
to
got
him.
He's got a swagger to him
He
now.
got every bit of a swag.
He's got that arrogance / confidence,
No
right?
question
Where you
about it.
don't quite know the difference of it.
Yep. No
But
question about
I
it.
could totally see him. Couldn't you see him, undrafted free agent, Baltimore Ravens, go reunite with Todd Monken, his old OC,
Yep.
and they give him a chance, and he feels comfortable there, and maybe he's a practice squad guy, and they can at least see what kind of a pro he's going to be through that.
I could really see that. And I could see him doing that 1 or 2 years, and then at the end of that, going back, because you know what's going to happen? When you walk into Georgia and you got Stetson Bennett right there to greet the recruits, if he can play here, oh, man, and he talk a good game, that's recruits coming in there. Like, let him be a lead recruiter. I can see him doing that at Georgia all day with his feet kicked up in his office, still living the life that he want to live. So
Owning a car dealership in Athens.
It's too easy. Like, he did all the work. All the work is done.
Dude is a legend.
Without question. It ain't no ifs, ands,
He's
or buts
a
about
legend.
it.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
But so is Tim Tebow
That's
in
very
Florida.
true. Very true. Very true.
At Florida. Well, Tim Tebow's just a legend, period.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, same thing, but he wasn't willing to switch positions at the next level, and he didn't have it.
Yep.
So it's interesting, though. If you want to jump in on this conversation, 615-737-1045. Should we go to line one? Or do we need a break?
Now we're gonna come right back to you, Richard.
Okay.
We're coming straight back to you. We're gonna get you in there. We see you on the line too, Jake. Man, y'all stay right there on the line. We'll be right back. This is 3HL on 104.5 The Zone.
Man, I love these draft stories. So cool. And look at what Vrabes turned out to be, huh? What if you could turn out to be credit card debt free in 10 days and save as much as $1,000 a month? Loan Pronto's all new Express Equity line of credit program, exactly what you need. You don't have to do the full home refi. Maybe you have a rate that you really like. Well, just get into a portion of the equity that you have in your home and enjoy a super low monthly payment on that. That's what Loan Pronto can help you do with their Express Equity credit line. Close in 7 to 10 days. And a $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. So you can use that money to pay off all your other high interest loans. Or maybe do a home improvement project. You can access up to 90% of your home's equity. And most of you don't even need an appraisal to be able to do it. Even if you just did a total refi or you just bought your home, Loan Pronto can still help you out. Call them today, 615-499-5780. I refinanced my home with Loan Pronto, and I loved their all-digital process that made it super simple for me. 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
You spend valuable time thinking about which bets to place each week, so why wouldn't you want the best company in the business to be the one who handles those bets? Superbook Sports, the most trusted name in Las Vegas, and it's live right here in Tennessee for all of your sports wagering needs. Superbook has a team of dedicated odds makers behind the counter in Las Vegas, setting all of their prices. We're talking about guys with decades of experience, showing you why Superbook has the best odds around. And right now, you can look ahead. We got playoffs rolling now, and you can bet on who you think will take home the titles. You can also watch after the show, only for you, from Superbook guys talking about it every day after the show on Zone TV. So download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com to wager and win today. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson from 104.5 The Zone's morning show, Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and I am a proud participant in this year's Visionaries of the Year campaign for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I have a special friend with me now. Olivia, you are battling this as we speak, and I know that treatments, they're not easy, right? And Dare to Dream, that's a campaign that is pushing for safer treatments for younger people just like you. How old are you? 10 years old, and it's not easy going through this. Can you talk about what it's been like?
It's been just really hard with all the needles, treatment, medicine, all that.
Yeah, and this is something that you are going to win. You're going to win this battle, but we need all the help we can get to get the education out there. Our Dare to Dream campaign for, again, safer use in some of the things that are being done with the treatment. So Olivia, we always appreciate your time and we are proud of you. You are going to continue this fight and you can always donate. Every dollar counts. Just click on that QR code at the top of Zone TV, or you can just visit the Zone's website at 1045thezone.com.
Welcome back into 3XL on 104.5 The Zone. I just ran all that together. 104.5 The Zone.
Well done.
Thank you. Hey,
It's Trash Talk Friday, baby.
it is Trash Talk Friday, man. And
Let's go.
I think we might have started a little trash. I'm looking on social media and people saying why they would or would not take CJ Stroud. So it's going to be interesting to see what move is made. If the Titans move up, who's going to be upset? If they are able to snatch Stroud, who will be happy for it? Will we line the streets up waiting on him to welcome him to Nashville, or will you be disappointed with your Tennessee Titans? What are you doing? We want to know. Richard is on line one, though, so let's hear from Richard right now. Richard, how you doing, brother? What's happening?
I'm doing good. Can y'all hear me?
Hear you loud and clear, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna be quick about this. I got a lot to cover in a short amount of time.
Okay.
I think you just blow this thing up this year. Just blow it up, the entire thing this year. Cut Tannehill, cut or trade Derek during the draft, and you just blow this whole thing up, because you also have to look at the fact, if you wait till next year to get your quarterback, which may not be available because you will have to have a better record this year or a worse record this year to be in the top 10 or whatever. So you have to do it this year. Another thing, if Indy is getting a quarterback, and let's just say Houston does get rid of the dude from Florida,
Anthony Richardson,
and Jacksonville already cemented, you already a year behind from everybody else who already drafted their future this year. And another thing is that if you keep Tannehill and you go 3-14, Vrabel is not guaranteed after what Miss Amy did to J-Rod. Come on. Let's be real about this.
Yeah.
So if you get the quarterback this year, Vrabel is not going to get fired next year, even though you do have a history in the NFL of coaches getting fired in the quarterback's rookie year. Jameis Winston and Lovey is an example. But you got to blow the thing up this year, because you're not going to be in this position next year to get those top-tier quarterbacks, only if CJ is available. If you're at 3 and CJ is not available or Bryce is not available, you don't move up to 3 for those other 2 guys.
I agree on that.
Appreciate that.
You got to blow the whole thing up this year. Look, we cut Eddie George at 30 years old. Derek is almost 30, if not 30, so it's not a big deal. Okay, we got rid of Steve, 31, 32. So blow this whole thing up, man, this year.
Gotcha.
That's my take.
Appreciate it, Richard.
Nice.
Man, on this good Trash Talk Friday. I like that, Richard. So this is my thing. To Richard's point. You don't disagree?
I mean, he brought up very good points.
Okay.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you say.
My thing is about next year.
Right.
If you were to wait until next year, you would still be mortgaging your future to move up, like you're going to mortgage your future this year to go on and move up. What would be the difference? This is just my thinking. The line is out for them to win, what, 7 games? Okay, so if they stick true to that, you're going to go 7 and, what is it? 18 games?
10.
7 and 10, because you got to buy. So you go 7 and 10. You're not making the playoffs with no 7 and 10 record. You'll be back in this position next year, somewhere between 8 and probably 15. Let's just throw that out there, hypothetically speaking. All right. So you will still be able to put pieces in place from this year's draft. Next year, have more capital, because you will now have your 3rd round pick back that you don't have this year.
Fourth
round pick back that you don't have this year. So you have more draft capital to pass away. And then also you'll have more money, because Tannehill will automatically be gone. Then, like he said, you can cut King Henry if you want to and move on without him. You already have Big Jeff situated. Like, you're in place then, and you got a young nucleus around them. Then you can move in. Now, your quarterback that you're going to take, whether it be Drake May or
Caleb Williams,
we already heard they could be 1 and 2 in this draft.
But yes. Well, and so that's part of it. Like, this year or next, it's where you feel these quarterbacks fall on your evaluations.
Right.
You know? And like he said, like, I'm not moving up. If it's me, I'm not moving up to get a Levis or a Richardson or anybody.
No.
I would move up to get a CJ Stroud.
Okay. But
that's maybe they wouldn't.
Right.
Who knows? We don't know how they evaluate C.J. Stroud.
Absolutely.
But see, there's a lot of moving pieces too, though, because Mike Vrabel's not going to tank.
No.
There ain't no way.
I don't see this defense won't allow this team to go a 3-win team. It won't allow that.
So all of that, there's no telling. I mean, and there's no guarantee. What if your teams at the top of the draft next year need quarterbacks?
That's very true too.
I mean, it's not like it's a guarantee that you can just, hey, magically here, I'm going to give all of this away and move up in the draft. Right. I mean, it's not a given.
That's very true. That's very true.
Because let's be honest, if you're most likely, usually, if you're at the top of the draft order, you need a quarterback. Yeah. You need a franchise quarterback, which is why there's 2 separate drafts.
Okay, so that part right there, what you're saying, that gives me a different perspective on it. That curves me just a little bit.
Which is why if you believe that C.J. Stroud can be your franchise guy and he's there at 3, you go get him if you're the Titans.
Don't wait around. Can't play the waiting game.
Can't. And so our guy Richard brought up great points too.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's, if they go quarterback, Houston's going to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
Indy's in the 4 spot.
Yeah.
They're looking QB.
Yep. You're getting a year behind with Trevor Lawrence.
Which I don't know. If I'm Indy, I would totally look at the Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Because of where they are, like cap-wise, space, what they can do,
with
all
the
that.
players that they got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's almost a no-brainer. Almost.
Yep.
No-brainer.
But yeah, so Richard pointed out, and Jacksonville's set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we saw what Trevor Lawrence can be, and I think they're set with him as their franchise. So the league around you in the AFC South is only going to get better. Where are you? What are you going to do to get there?
Hey, man, the lines are lit up right now. I'm loving the calls coming in. We coming straight to you guys. Coming straight to you. Right to you when we get back from this break. You want to get one now, Babsy?
Let's get one now.
Okay, let's get one. No,
let's go to break.
Let's go to okay.
Look at this. Look, we're so responsible. Okay, stay on the line, all of you. All lines are loaded up. Stay on the line. We'll hit you up in the 4 o'clock hour. All right, NBA playoffs, let's go. You can get in on the action right from first tip with FanDuel. And right now, all customers out there, you get a no-sweat same-game parlay every weekend when you bet the NBA playoffs. Just place a 3+ leg same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus bet on any NBA playoff game, and you get bonus bets back if you do not win. I love FanDuel Sportsbook because my app is super simple to open. Find what bets I like. It's easy to go ahead and pick them. They'll put together some same-game parlays for you. If you want to go ahead and just bet a popular same-game parlay out there, FanDuel Sportsbook makes it easy for you. And there's no better place to bet all the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Dawn and get a no-sweat same-game parlay every weekend of the NBA playoffs. FanDuel.com/Dawn. FanDuel is an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You got to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Buddy Allen Carpet One, they're your flooring experts, and another beautiful thing about the job that they do. And well, I mean, this is a good element to them, great element to them. They are locally owned and operated. This is a Nashville company, and the Allen family has owned and operated Buddy Allen Carpet One for more than 55 years. So Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day, and they will be there with you every step of the way of your flooring project. Free in-home measures and estimates. They'll be there through the installation as well. Buddy Allen Carpet One, 2405 Lebanon Pike in Donaldson. That is where you'll find the spectacular showroom, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone, man. People, thank you for joining in today. 615-737-1045. The line is hot. We're talking about moving up to go get C.J. Stroud. We got people on the line. We're going to wait for intros. We'll get to that later, man, because we want to hear from the people. We've been asking Titans fans, what do you think about moving up to 3 to go and take C.J. Stroud? What do you want to do? Me and Babsy are here. If he's there. But me and Babsy are here. But you're on zone assignment right now, and we are going straight.
We're not even doing intros. We're just
going straight to, we'll get to the intros later.
Let's do it.
Thad, man, you sitting in traffic. Thad, talk to us, brother. What's happening?
And I got out of traffic, and then I'm right back in traffic. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it's because people in this city don't know how to freaking drive.
Yeah. Man, first and foremost, love the show. Love you guys. I try and tell you that every time I call in. Love Mayor, too. But I dig the vibe when it's Babsy and Slay, for sure.
All right, well, we sliding and riding. We sliding and riding.
We survive in advance.
That's all it is.
Well, I mean, it always seems like you guys want to hear from the people, and I appreciate that. The reason I'm calling in is I was listening to Blaine and Mickey earlier, and they were talking about a little hypothetical, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're sticking at 11, and let's be honest, we're not getting Bryce or C.J. Stroud.
Right.
They're going top 2. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, trading up, I think should be out the door. I think all that should be out the door. So let's say we're sitting at 11. The hypothetical was if Bijan Robinson's sitting there and he's your highest rated player, would you take him?
No.
Me personally, right? But conversely, I got to thinking about it, especially hearing, Jeff's press conference and everything. He's a real genuine dude.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that it's hard on his sleeve a little bit. And the other hypothetical there was, even though he didn't take any visits out of the top 10, I don't know much about the Jalen Carter guy. Maybe you guys can educate me on it. As far as numbers go, measurables, whatever. But let's say that dude slips out of the top 10 and he's there at 11. My thing is what is almost as important as quarterback play? Putting that quarterback on his back.
Right.
And if you put him on a line with Danico and Jeff, and specifically him and Jeff will be locked up consecutively for the next 5 years, what do you think that could do? It might not be a sexy pick, but I mean it might be a good pick if he's there.
Yeah.
I love you guys, man. I'll hang up and listen.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Thad.
I think that's a good point.
First hypothetical.
Yeah.
Bijan
Robinson.
What's your take?
I haven't watched a lot of them, but listen to Gordy on talk about him. Gordy B, Coach Mack, all of them doing their work as far as digging into it and see what he does. Say he's the best back in the game without question. Dominated last year. Can catch out the backfield.
Can do a bunch of different
all
things.
Of that. And that's great. I don't think that's a need as of right now. Not when you got. I heard Savage talk about it. I'm still a fan of Hassan Haskins. Because when you talk about versatility, he's versatile. I mean, he's on kickoff, he's on punt, he's catching out the backfield, he's blocking. Like, he does a little bit of everything, too. And he didn't have a shabby career in Michigan as well, playing in the Big Ten. So I'm still cool on Haskins. I think you can go elsewhere. Are you okay with a guy like Bijan Robinson being taken?
At 11?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Okay, see, so we're cool on that. Now.
I get that Titans fans apparently wouldn't be mad about that one. But for me, at the end of the day, that position is just not as valuable. And that is not a knock on Bijan Robinson and his ability and what he is and what he can do, because I get it. He's super versatile. He can give you so many different dimensions offensively. But at the end of the day, he is still a running back.
Yeah, and it's about your need.
I mean, and look across the league.
Yep. Everybody going two of them. Like, you can find running backs. Let me ask you this.
It's just not valuable of a position as it used to be.
If Jalen Carter slipped to that spot.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Could you see? Oh.
Yes. Yes. Before you even said yes. Yes, I can see it. Mentorship, without question. Thad hit it right on the head. Big Jeffs, we heard over heard over the last 2 or 3 days, man, how genuine he is, how he wants to raise the bar, how getting to this level isn't enough. He want to push further ahead. That means he's going to carry people with him. You already know what you got behind him and Byard and those guys. Yeah, yes.
So there's obviously the off-the-field stuff that people are worried about with Jalen Carter and all of that. But you mentioned Big Jeff, and you mentioned if Kevin Byard's around, that leadership and that able to mentor
biggest thing
and kind of take under the wing and make sure, hey, listen, this is how things are done here.
Right. One of the biggest things, leadership.
I think you couldn't say no.
I love
if that guy is sitting there. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oof. I'm agreeing. Let's do this. Let's go to Sydney. Sydney, right here on 3HL. What's up, Sydney? What you feeling? Quarterbacks? What you want?
Hey, how y'all doing today? First off, how y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing blessed. So the first thing I want to talk about is, I know I'm gonna sound crazy when I say this, but
it's okay.
The Titans drafted a quarterback last year, Malik Willis.
Yes, sir.
And when you drafted, obviously it wasn't the third pick, but when you draft a quarterback in the higher round, like the third round, you want to develop him a little bit. So a quarterback is not a position that we're in dire need of right now. We need a tackle, we need defense, we need everything else. But if we were to draft a quarterback, it's easy to make a mistake. So why not sit on Malik Willis for another year, see how he develops. If it doesn't go well, then we take a quarterback next year. But right now, I mean, I don't see a point in just giving up on Malik Willis because people are talking about him like he might not even be on the team next year. But why not? Why would we just give up on a third-round pick who has an extremely high ceiling? Yeah, his floor is low, but his ceiling is extremely high. And imagine, like, the rewards that we could get if we develop Malik Willis. I mean, I don't see him, like, if we trade up to get C.J. Stroud, if that doesn't work, because he's probably going to set it too. But if Anthony Richardson is about the same, like, skill level as Malik Willis, so, like, what's the point in us drafting a quarterback this year? Thank you, guys.
All right, Sydney.
Thanks, Sydney. I think the Malik project was not as successful as they hoped in year one.
Right.
I understand that yes, there's some development that has to happen there, but I think that maybe they wanted to see progress, more progress than what was actually shown.
Right.
Is that fair
to
say? And this is not me talking to coaches. This is me, my opinion strictly.
And you look at it, and it's not a knock on Malik Willis. It's not him not doing enough. It's not him where he will be, what his trajectory is in the league. I mean, it is, but I'm not saying on him coming out to the practice field, putting in the work, getting in the film room. Maybe it just didn't translate, and that's okay. It can translate in another situation for him. That's the way of the world, the professional world. You move on. Somebody else might strike it hot, and he blossom, and that's what you want. So, he went third round for a reason, I think.
Well, and I think that was probably a little high.
Yeah, because of what we're seeing.
Right.
But he did wow people, so to be taken third, and I mean, we'll deal with that. Let's go real quick to Brandon in Hendersonville. Let's talk.
7?
Yeah, 7. Thank you. I couldn't see it. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, Brandon.
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good, brother.
Good. I just want to talk about the whole concept of mortgaging your future. First, I don't care for Anthony Richardson or Will Levis whatsoever, but the idea that you would mortgage your future for like C.J. Stroud, right? To me, it's more of a mortgaging our future when we blow picks on Isaiah Wilson, Caleb Farley, let A.J. Brown walk. You know, I feel that's more of a detriment than if we lost a couple of picks for what they think could be a great quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah. Great point.
Good point.
And that's all. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
And
have a great day.
Thanks, Brandon.
You too,
to Brandon's point, too, okay, you're mortgaging your future, but if you think that's the guy, that is your future.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a quarterback, you have no future.
Very true.
In this league, period.
Very true.
So that you and look, how many times do we say it? The way to win Super Bowls is find your franchise quarterback in the draft.
Yep.
You have that guy on a rookie deal. You are able to have the pieces around him, and you go and you win a Super Bowl.
That's very true.
I mean, the
bro.
Chiefs are kind of the
model.
The model, yes, as in
Blueprint.
they are able to pay Mahomes and do that, but also have the pieces around them because they choose what is important around him, right?
And what you don't watch, what you watch with them is they don't hold on very long. If it doesn't show and prove, they're out of there and they're on to the next too.
Yep.
So you got to have short memory. Jake in Brentwood, you want to take us home, Jake? Take us to break, Jake. What's happening, brother?
Take us to break. Woo! First of all, congratulations to my fifth cousin being born in Huckfiller.
That's right. Jake in Brentwood is technically, allegedly related to Hunk.
Not allegedly, DNA, baby.
Oh, that's right.
23andMe.
It's
23andMe.
Is that what it is?
a fact.
23andMe? Okay. Yeah. They both did it and found out they're related.
That's exactly right. DNA don't lie. Anyways, here's the thing. Quick point. A lot of good calls, but here's my thought. You guys give me some feedback. Randall, this is his first draft with the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to be conservative, or is he gonna go out there and lay it on the line? I don't think so. I think he's gonna stick with Tannehill. I think he's gonna stick with Henry. I think he's gonna build that line. I think he's gonna build a corner. Put some corners in there, maybe some inside linebackers, and he's gonna build a base. And then what Ron was talking about later, yeah, maybe next year you stretch out there and you maybe you do a quarterback. But I think a lot of callers have said the same thing I'm saying, which is I don't think he's going to stretch out there and lay his job on the line.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Yep.
I mean, right off the bat, take the chance early. Jake, what you got going this weekend?
I'm going turkey hunting in the morning.
Turkey hunting? That's a little early for Thanksgiving, ain't it, Jake?
Wait, is that legal right now? Are we in turkey hunting season?
Yeah, no. I'm going to say something illegal so everybody can chase me down and leave the fort. Yeah. I'm taking the 13-year-old. We're gonna try to shoot a turkey in the morning.
Nice.
So that's it. Yeah.
Well, enjoy. Go get you one or two.
Well, just one. It's all you can do per day.
Oh, okay.
Don't try to get me in trouble.
Clearly, I'm not a hunter.
Enjoy your weekend, baby. Have some for us.
Happy Friday, Jake.
Hey, y'all. Happy Friday, guys. See you. Love you.
Love you, brother. All right, man. That's so we're gonna continue this quarterback talk, y'all. We will continue it though in the 5 o'clock hour. We got to talk a little bit of orange and white game.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah.
Like if you're Rand, don't you want to be conservative?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Oof.
Why wouldn't you? Like, I don't know if my year one in, I want to mortgage my job
right
on a
you
quarterback.
better love that quarterback you're moving up to go get.
Yeah, because you'll be moving out with them.
It'll be the truth, the soul, and everyone.
We got Josh Ward checking in with us next, man. Y'all stay right here on 3HL 104.5 The Zone. What's happening, people? Ron Slay here with Superbook Sports, man. You know the people that hold me down, the ones that help the parlay keep on rolling. And yes, the parlay did keep on rolling last night, and it won. I went with the hockey parlay. I know that's a little out of my realm, but it wasn't out of the realm of my pocket because it won. Superbook Sports, you need to dive into it. You need to go download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com to start the winning, wager, and win today. However you want to do it. But if you're watching 3HL, make sure you stay online for Zone TV. That's where you get the parlay. You probably been wondering, like, man, he ain't been saying the parlay. Yes, I have. You better get online on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. And then there it is. And if you do that, you'll watch at the end of the show, and I give you the parlay. Basketball taking place tonight. The playoffs crank up. The rest of the play-in games. And then tomorrow leads into what it is. So easy to get to, easy to do. Follow Big Slay. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
If you own a small business, you know the value of time. GetRefunds.com does too. That's why they've made it easy, no matter how busy you are, to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. Go to GetRefunds.com to get started, and in less than 8 minutes, see if your business qualifies for ERC assistance. Your business may be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee kept on payroll during COVID-19. GetRefunds.com has already helped clients claim over $3 billion in payroll tax refunds through the ERC, and they may be able to help your business too. There's no upfront charge either. They don't get paid until your business gets its refund. Many businesses believe that they will not qualify based off of incomplete or outdated information, so don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this payroll tax refund is only available for a limited time. Go to GetRefunds.com. That's GetRefunds.com.
Welcome into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. We are counting down the hours, in a sense, some of us are, to the orange and white game that's taking place up there in Knoxville tomorrow, Babsy. UT will unveil Nico Iamaleava.
Well done, Slay. You've been practicing that for an hour.
I said it in my head before I said it. So, Nico Iamaleava. But we had to get some people in here, man, that really know what's going on up there in Knoxville, try to break it down for us and give us some insight. That's why we got Josh Ward from the Animal, our sister station, right there in Knoxville. Josh Ward.
What up, Josh?
Good afternoon. How are you?
You was like,
We're like, what up, yo,
where's this introduction going?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Sleigh Ride. Welcome to the Sleigh Ride, the Slay and Babsy Ride, Ward.
Yeah, Brent's not here to keep us, not that he keeps us on the rails, but Brent's not here to organize everything, so you're stuck with us.
Yeah, the mayor leaves, and chaos will take over. That's fine. So, yeah, pick everybody up. Just Dumb and Dumber. Just make stops, pick everybody up on the sleigh ride.
It's fun. It's fun, baby.
Like it.
It's fun. Josh, man, you got to be – first of all, tell me, what's the energy like up there? I know Josh Dobbs had a golfing event to take place today. I know a little bit of rain came through, but did that damper anything, the excitement, or is everybody waiting to get up there tomorrow morning? What you seeing?
Yeah, I think people are excited. I think people are just, in general, happy with what's going on, believing in the leadership. That's carried over, excited about what Tennessee can do next after an 11-2 season. And, of course, that can create high expectations, but that's fine. People are excited about what Joe Milton can do at quarterback and who might be next up at receiver, having to replace Jalen Hyatt. So, typically when you have to replace those kinds of players, it can create some fear of, well, man, how are we going to replace what they were able to do? I don't sense that at all. So I think fans are just, in general, really excited about what's going on with Tennessee football and the state of Tennessee athletics. And Josh Dobbs being in town this week and having his golf tournament as he did a year ago, that's just really cool. A lot of VFLs come in for the event, and Tennessee's coaches have connected with it as well, which I just think is always really good when you see past players who have meant a lot to the program create a connection to the university, to the head football coach in this case, or Donde Plowman and Danny White. So overall, things are really positive right now for UT Athletics, and fans are really happy, which is a change in the tune that we've had for a lot of the last 10 to 15 years.
Yes. You talk about the change in tune. You've been around for, a couple of coaches now, and I find it interesting just covering Tennessee football through Butch and Jeremy and Dooley and now Hype, but the alums that are coming back that are now, even for spring game or spring weekend, how much of a difference is it now with where the program is than it was, 5 years ago?
Well, it does remind me of what Tennessee football was before all of these run-through of coaches that we've seen at Tennessee when Philip Fulmer was the head coach, and you can go back before that, but I was around the program more then, and that's when you had a high level of talent, you had high expectations, there was that next man up within the program, and the players that had moved on to either the NFL or just whatever they did next would still come back, and they were around the program, and they could see the leadership that was in place, and all the dots were then connected. And I think former players are seeing what Josh Heupel is doing, and he understands that. He played in a big program where former players would come back. He understands that, and he was in a leadership position when he played in college. And then as he's grown as a coach in his career, I think he understands all of those parts, the connection with people who support the program financially, former players who can support the program in that way or providing guidance to players now. And all of that adds up. And I think being around an event like today with Josh Dobbs, who's very important in that role as a quarterback now in the NFL and a guy that's been a face of the program, the word culture is always used, and often it's overused, but it does apply here in the buy-in that is expected of current players, and that's happened, and that's created that next man up mentality. But bringing other players back to the program, I think, really raises the level of credibility with what Tennessee football is doing. And the results have to count. And Tennessee just went 11-2 and won the Orange Bowl, and they won big games, Alabama game and the Florida game, and beating Clemson. Like Peyton Manning on the show where they're talking about Hendon Hooker as an NFL draft prospect, and late in the show they're talking about Peyton celebrating the Alabama win. You create that kind of value for the former players, they're going to buy in more and they're going to support you.
I'm glad you brought up Hendon Hooker because there is a lot of talk from Vol Nation about Hendon Hooker and the Titans needing a quarterback and all of that. But I want your take on Hendon Hooker as an NFL quarterback, because you were there when he didn't win the starting job right off the bat, right? And then once Milton got hurt, and then he kind of stepped into that role. What is it that so many people are now putting Hendon Hooker up as, the third quarterback in this draft at this point nowadays? What do you think about him as an NFL prospect?
Yeah, I think what has helped Hendon over the last few months is that while he's been having to rehab from the knee injury, he still has been around so many NFL people from the Senior Bowl week when he was invited. And Jim Nagy talked about the importance of bringing Hendon. He thought Hendon had earned a spot there even though he could not play because of the injury. Well, Hendon was able to show NFL teams his leadership qualities because he was still around the players and was able to display that, and then meet with the teams there and with the NFL Combine, and now going through the process of visiting with teams individually. I think they are seeing that he has a really good grasp of what he needs to do at the next level. There's probably a perception of the offense that teams are running that causes either analysts, media, or NFL teams themselves to question how much Hendon will be able to do at the next level. And I think they've been able to talk to him and learn that he is really advanced and he will be able to take that next step. He still has to show that he's going to come back from the knee injury, but there's a lot of confidence that that will take place. So if you look at some of these teams that have been mentioned, like the Titans or the Seahawks or the Vikings, these are just a few of the teams that have been connected to Hendon. Well, he may not be ready to start right away in September, the very start of the season, but he might be ready to take over midseason or absolutely by 2024. Teams are maybe more confident that he will be that level player. So these teams that have Ryan Tannehill in Nashville or Geno Smith in Seattle or Kirk Cousins, and there are a few other examples, they have somebody in place right now as they get Hendon ready. And physically, he has every skill set you're looking for. His numbers in college, the tape against the best opponents they played, overall really good. And then when you get to know Hendon and understand what he's made of, I think that's why NFL teams have appeared to fall in love with him over the last few months.
You got Josh with you have with the wide receivers. You know who you got in Ramel Keaton. He showed you who he could be last year. You saw what Brew McCoy could be. You also know what Squirrel White. You got glimpses of him. Dante, what's Dante's last name? That kid transferred from Oregon.
Yeah, Thornton.
Dante Thornton and Squirrel White. What do we know about the 4th, 5th, and 6th slot as far as wide receivers goes, with guys like Tillman leaving and Jalen Hyatt leaving? What about these guys that we can get glimpses of, knowing that we may not see a lot of Ramel Keaton or a lot of Brew McCoy? Of course, not Brew McCoy after getting cleaned up and rehabbing. But what about these other guys that could emerge?
Yeah, it's a beautiful competition when you see Squirrel White, who's going to be one of the smallest guys on the field every Saturday, competing with Dante Thornton, who comes in at 6'5", 205. So they're competing there in the slot because Dante can play there, but he can play on the outside. And Kelsey Pope talked earlier this spring about using those guys on the field together because of what they're able to do and what they provide as speed, big play threat, as Dante at Oregon was averaging 21.5 yards per catch last season. Mm-hmm. And it's just, he's a big target. So when we talk about Tennessee having to replace Jalen Hyatt, and the process of replacing Tillman had kind of already started because he missed so much time this past season, but still you have to replace him. Well, you're more confident because we've seen Squirrel White make plays on the field. He doesn't necessarily feel like your typical freshman to sophomore because of that Orange Bowl probably, where he and Joe Milton appeared to already have some kind of connection. Then Ramel Keaton, because of the expanded role he saw last season, having to step in for Cedric Tillman, there's confidence in what he's able to do. he also just naturally has to know that these other guys are being talked about. A newcomer arrives, so he's going to get the attention. And that's something that should push Ramel. And then Brew is a guy that he's proven he can make the tough catch, big catch for a touchdown before halftime against Florida, the catch at the end of that last drive against Alabama to set up the field goal, big catches in tough spots. And Joe Milton knows what those guys are going to be able to do. So Saturday will be an opportunity to see what some of those young or newcomers are able to do at receiver, including Caleb Webb and Chaz Nimrod, and then a freshman who's really talented, Nathan Laycock. And we've seen over the last couple of years, Tennessee has not gone deep in the rotation at the position, but we've also seen that injury can happen. You need that next guy to step up. Keaton was not a big part of the rotation before Tillman was injured, but then he was needed and he stepped up. So Saturday, I think, will give an opportunity to see guys that might play a big role right away or could potentially be needed that would be guys number 5 or 6 in that rotation.
You hearing anything about the secondary? Like, that's the defensive side of the ball. That's what we, it was, the pass rush wasn't always there, especially when Byron Young wasn't on the field. Tyler Barron, nagging injuries, Banks out towards the end. But when they were all thriving, it was because the pass rush was getting there. And that secondary, we started to see guys emerge, younger guys emerge. Anybody in that secondary catching your eye early?
Yeah, so here's the deal, I think, with the secondary. Last year there was talk of competition, but I don't know how real it was. There were more guys. There was more depth in terms of available players. I think this year, this offseason moving toward August, the conversation will be about these newcomers in the secondary in this freshman class that have real ability. Jordan Matthews could have gone to LSU or Texas, and he chose Tennessee, and those schools wanted him. Ricky Gibson got a late push, really hard push from Georgia, and Tennessee won the battle to get him. Well, they arrive on campus, and the talk is, their physical ability, that's real, what they're able to do. Then Gabe Judy-Lawley, who is back in the SEC as a transfer, he's an older player who I think has a really good chance to be a starter. That's a guy that adds legitimate depth and ability and experience at corner, which they needed. That allows them to move Christian Charles. Judy-Lawley went to Vanderbilt, went to BYU, and now
that's it.
Yeah, and BYU was a quality team. You're not going to look at BYU and say, well, that's an Alabama or Clemson roster, but he was viewed as probably their best corner last year. So now with the experience he has, and he arrives at Tennessee and he says, a couple years ago, this isn't how I viewed Tennessee, but now the program has changed, and he's talking about Tennessee's ability to win a national title. So that's an example of how the program has changed in recruits' eyes. Like Arion Carter, I'm moving to linebacker, but 2 years ago, he chooses Alabama. But now the program has changed, so Tennessee's able to get him to Knoxville instead, and he could be a potential difference maker over the next couple of years. So in the secondary, I think they have more guys at safety. I think they have more guys at corner to compete. And let's see, can the veterans hold on to starting positions, especially at safety, or do these young guys beat them out? But I think the competition is much more real than it has been the last 2 years.
Now, the prize possession, the Golden Goose, Nico Iamaleava.
I just told Slade to ask about him because I knew that he has been working on his name.
That was great. That was great. Do you have the spelling in the studio there so you can just read it out with the hyphens anytime you need?
It's all in my head.
I think that's what Swain and I are going to do.
It's all in my head. I heard Ramon say it 100 times. So every time he says it, when I'm listening to their show, I say it.
Say it again.
Iamaleava.
Ooh, say it again.
Iamaleava.
Like Lion King.
Yeah, that's it.
No, are Tennessee fans going to overreact with orange and white game, Nico?
In fact, I began the show today saying, you know what? We don't get to see football again for 4.5 months after Saturday, so go ahead and overreact. You have 4.5 months to bring yourself back to the middle somewhere. But when we've done the, newcomers to watch or just players to watch this Saturday, we've done players to watch besides the quarterbacks, because Tennessee's quarterbacks are an attraction. Joe Milton, what he's physically able to do is just different from anybody else in the country, just about anybody else on earth in terms of his arm strength and the way that he can move the ball down the field. And Nico is similar there. So there will be a lot of excitement in what he can do. I will caution, despite saying, overreact a little bit. Don't overreact in terms of what it means for the quarterback competition for the QB1 spot. Joe is the guy, and Nico recognizes that. But he also knows that he could have a chance to play either depending on how the results play out this fall, or obviously if an injury occurs, which nobody's pulling for, but almost every SEC team needed the backup at some point last year, and Nico is the second guy. So he's a guy that just has all the natural skills. He's a freshman. He's learning, but he was ranked where he was by the recruiting services for a reason, and I think Tennessee staff is very excited about what he's able to do right now and the way that he's worked, the stuff we don't see behind the scenes, but what you hear is that he's there. I mean, I'll tell you, I saw him after a late Saturday night basketball game leaving the facility, so he was there getting some work in several weeks ago. So as he continues to learn what this offense is and what's required of him and the tempo, that's the biggest thing he probably has to pick up and understand when he gets here. He has a chance to be a great player at Tennessee. So they'll put him in a position, I'm sure, to show off some of those skills this weekend.
Gotta love that, man. Now, this is a little off kilter, but I always look at the orange and white game, especially with new regime in, Heupel already established with Danny White, Plowman, and all doing. It's like a family reunion, Josh. So looking at it that way, with the transfer portal, this is also time for recruiting. Basketball got a couple of guys coming in there this weekend. Chris Ledlam and Dalton Connect. I hope I'm saying his name right. From Northern Colorado. You got anything on them, or you just kind of letting them float on the radar, and that's for me?
Well, yeah, I was going to see if you have a secret VFL line where you get the first word on when guys commit, or if they're coming back, because Vescovy Watch is still on, and I think there's a lot of optimism that he can return. But no doubt, finding some help in the transfer portal, a forward there in Ledlam, and then I think getting some wing help is really important. They have to replace Tyreek Key, who moves on, and even if you have Vescovy coming back, and they have DeLeon, who's going to be a part of what they're doing, they need more playmaking, I think, there on the wing. So this weekend, I think, works out. You're going to have a lot of Tennessee fans on campus, and that can carry over in recruiting, not just with football, but with basketball or other sports, depending on what the event is. So I think showing those guys, hey, this is what Tennessee's fans are about. You hope for great weather and a great setting for them to say, yeah, this is where I want to be. But they're kind of restocking as they need more. I think from what they were able to do this past season, they're going to be fine defensively heading into next year with Meshack coming back, but adding more offensive punch. I think those two transfers, if they both end up at Tennessee, either one will help. Getting both of those guys, I think, will immediately return Tennessee into that top 15, top 20 conversation heading into next year.
Totally agree. Appreciate it, Josh. Josh Ward.
Thanks, Josh.
WNMAR, sister station. Josh, let the fans overreact, man. But if you want to overreact with me, I'll be on the rooftop after about 5 to 9 if you want to come party with your boy.
Hit the roof, shout, and tell everybody what's going to happen next year. Then we'll have 4.5 months to debate. We get plenty of time to figure it out between now and then.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one, man.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
All right. That's Josh Ward, man. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, Babs, they got 2 recruits coming in. Both 6'6", 1 a shooter, played in Northern Colorado. Last year averaged 20.
Nice.
The other one is 6'6" guy, 225, averaged 18 and 8.5, played at Harvard. So I know a couple of people watching NIT and how that led into it. So, hey, man, yeah, keep your eyes open. If they can get both of them, Tennessee can make some things happen. So family reunion, I'm going to go up there and do my part.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, we're talking draft and Titans and quarterback and oh my.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones in the chat loves.
He likes him Hendon?
Loves Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker. Okay.
But you know what? We'll factor that into our quarterback conversation coming up here.
Let's do that.
And our draft conversation here on 3HL. That's coming up after the break. 104.5 The Zone. Have you been tempted to use your phone's hotspot for home Wi-Fi instead of real home internet from Xfinity? After all, what could go wrong, right? Streaming a movie on date night, picture freezes. Oops. You got friends over, you're watching games, and the game lags mid buzzer beater or mid huge play. Everybody stops booing the refs and starts booing you instead. Maybe you have to keep your camera off during a virtual job interview. That's a bad look, right? Hey, it is time for real home internet, fast, reliable internet on the Xfinity 10G network so everyone can be online, even during peak hours. Now through April 23rd, new customers, you can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet and Xfinity mobile for just $50 a month for 2 years during their Xfinity 10G network launch celebration. Go to Xfinity.com/10G or call 1-800-XFINITY to learn more. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet service. Reduced mobile speeds after 20 gigabytes of data usage. Data thresholds may vary.
Welcome back into the 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. We are rolling right into the weekend, people. Listen, you've been joining me and Babsy, Jay Smiley behind the glass, trying to figure out just what quarterback to take. Well, that's why our phone lines are open for you, 615-737-1045. And they're open for now until the end of the show. You got a hypothetical you want to throw out there and try to get across and try to sway us to thinking your way, then guess what? Well, welcome to it. Do you jump up and grab a guy at 3, like C.J. Stroud, if he's there and available?
So what started this entire conversation was Adam Schefter.
That's right, Babsy.
I mean, isn't Shefty starting every conversation nowadays?
I mean,
we're what, 12 days out?
Yeah, we call it a fire starter.
I mean, he, that's what he does. But this is what he said, and this is what started the conversation.
Well, Laura, listen, Bryce Young's going to visit the Houston Texans. I think it's a waste of time. I think the ship has sailed. I think Bryce Young is going to be the number 1 pick. And they're not going to have a chance to take the guy that I think they would have liked to have taken. So now they're sitting there at number 2, and what do you do?
See.
So there you go. He says Bryce Young's going 1.
Yeah.
Which leaves Houston. That's who they wanted.
Yeah.
Because you remember a couple weeks ago, C.J. Stroud's going to Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves Houston without their guy. There's rumors that maybe they like Anthony Richardson.
Right.
What if they go that direction? Or what if they step away and don't draft C.J. Stroud? And then all of a sudden, he's sitting there at 3. Then comes into play all the rumors about the Titans talking about moving up to 3 to go get a quarterback.
Okay. So
if C.J. Stroud is available at 3, I'm doing that.
And now that I'm...
Because I like him.
Because you like him.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm looking at it, the reason I would move up to go get him, I don't want Arizona speaking with Indy and Indianapolis going to get C.J. Stroud. I don't want that. I'm fine with them going to get Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, get him at 4, whatever you want to do. I don't want C.J. Stroud at Indy. I don't want that. So if it were a reason, or that could be a reason why you're hearing murmurs also to try to have Indianapolis Colts on their game.
I mean, there's a whole lot of, because you've got
chess being played, man.
Houston, Indy, the Titans may be in the mix. All 3 of them need quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Then you look right behind them, Seattle right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
They're comfortable with Geno for now, but they need their quarterback of the future. The Lions most definitely need one. So, I mean,
this is going to be a fascinating draft to me.
This is. And see, this is my other thing. Like, how enticing can you make it because of everyone ahead of you, such as Detroit, who they can get by with, what's my man name that left the Rams and went out there for Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. They can make it okay. They can make it okay with him. They can get another piece defensively, and I think that's what a defensive-minded coach would want to do. But you got to be leery, man, of that coach sitting right there at 4. That's tough. That's tough if you let them go. And then, like the caller earlier said, Richard, then you're a year behind. If the Colts are able to go get that quarterback, Trevor Lawrence will get theirs. Houston's definitely getting a quarterback, and they got the pick of the litter because, I mean, even if they go get Anthony Richardson, you still don't want to face that. You know what I'm saying? With the pieces they have around them, but you would much rather have that than C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young going out. I didn't know that ship sailed, though, for Houston with Bryce Young. I thought that's what it was all about at the beginning of the year. That's what it was all about. It was about Houston going to Bryce Young going to Houston.
Well, yeah, but if Carolina takes him, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you want in on this conversation, Bryce.
Yeah.
I know.
For Frank Wright.
I know.
Okay. That'd be interesting.
I know.
Right.
I know. He's slight.
Yep.
He's in the weight that he put on for the combine and all that. He's not going to keep it.
That's
He's
like
not
me
put it
eating
on.
one of those Dove bars over there, Babsy.
I'm very proud of you for turning away.
Thank you.
Which means that there's more for me. Thank you. Let's get one call before we take a break here, and then we jump into our 5 o'clock hour. I think our 5 o'clock hour is open.
Yes, wide open.
We can talk about this the entire 5 o'clock hour. I do want to get into a little trash talk Friday of the most hated fan base.
I like that
poll on Twitter, because why not?
I like it.
But let's go. Jason in the borough before we take a break wants to talk Titans draft. Jason.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hi,
good.
good.
Jason, how you doing, brother?
I had a question because everybody's talking about all these quarterbacks in the draft, the top quarterbacks, and we seen this past year what happens, towards the end of the year. And Brock Purdy, who's the Brock Purdys of the draft this year? We ain't talking about anybody. Or I don't feel like we've talked about any of the quarterbacks that are going to be on the low end of things. Why can't the Titans just need to wait and get a quarterback towards the end? Because our coach now, our GM is a defensive minded, or not GM, but our coordinator our
Head
GM
coach.
is our head coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a defensive headed guy, so he's definitely, I think, going to go for defense. Defense wins championships in my eyes. So what do we got quarterback wise in the end of the draft? Like, Mr. Irrelevant.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Jason.
Appreciate that, brother.
There's so much research and tape
It
and
is.
all that done. Like, the Brock Purdy is, he's still limited.
Right.
Like, to me, Brock Purdy is not a franchise forever quarterback. There are still things they cannot do when Brock Purdy is their quarterback.
And they showed it.
Yes.
They showed what you can do, yeah. So, yeah. That was the knock on them, being able to get the ball down the field, and that was a problem.
And the Titans took a flyer on one of those guys, one of those later quarterbacks last year in the third round, and so far that has not worked. Now, if you want to say maybe a further down quarterback, you can, although it seems like he's moving on up on draft boards, but you can pull Hendon Hooker's name, coming off that ACL injury. Which I know Mr. Jones in our chat would be very happy that we're talking Hendon Hooker, because I think it might be Hendon's father really like masquerading behind Mr. Jones, because there is so much love for Hendon Hooker.
That could be it.
It's crazy. But there is talk that maybe he's moving up on the draft boards, but that is a guy that's maybe later. And then Anthony Richardson is a guy, who knows, there's mixed reviews that are coming out as far as, what they think about Anthony Richardson, but you can't deny his athleticism and what he can give you outside of just your typical quarterback play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on. And guess what? You can weigh in on it, 615-737-1045. Zone chat is out and popping. It's Friday,
it's
people.
popping.
It is Friday. Bring it. Let's get some trash talk going, man. This is 3HL. We'll be right back.
Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. You need to go check those guys out. MarylandFarmsWS.com is the website. They're in Maryland Farms in Brentwood in the Publix Shopping Center. Jason and his crew are there ready to help you investigate new options. New options in craft beer, new options in wine, new options in bourbon, new options in tequila, new cigar options. They are there for your new options, and they are so nice. I went in not too long ago, worked with John on some new things, and always love trying something new, and hope you will give these guys a try. Monday through Saturday, 9 until 9, closed on Sundays. Delivery through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app. They do have curbside pickup as well. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, locally owned, serving Middle Tennessee for more than 17 years. You're looking for the perfect gift, maybe? Housewarming, birthday, just a thank you. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has customized baskets for you to grab and go with wines, spirits, local olives, and chocolates. Perfect gift for that cocktail lover. Every Wednesday is Senior Day, so seniors, get on in there. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits for special discounts. That is today. Every day they honor the military discount. Case discounts every day, too. MarylandFarmsWS.com, online, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood. By the Publix, that's Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com Sports Desk. I'm Lucas Panzica. Former Titans outside linebacker Bud Dupree has a new home. Cut by the Titans this offseason in a cap-saving move, he has signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons worth $5 million. Tennessee football finishing out spring practice on Saturday. The orange and white game kicks off at 1:30 in Neyland Stadium. Fall Network coverage will be carried right here on The Zone. College baseball this weekend. Number 16 Tennessee is in Fayetteville for a series against 5th-ranked Arkansas. Game 1 tonight at 7. You can hear the Vol Network call tonight and Sunday afternoon for Game 3 on 104.5 The Zone. And Vanderbilt home this weekend. They've got a series against South Carolina with Game 1 tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Nashville Soccer Club hits the road to NYCFC Saturday night, a return trip after Nashville defeated City 2-0 at home in the season opener. Pre-game coverage starts at 6 on 104.5 The Zone for a 6:30 kickoff. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
We're getting there, Smiley.
Welcome into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. This is the last hour of the week. Getting ready to go into the weekend. The weekend's here, Babsy.
It's Friday.
That's right. That's
Let's
right.
go.
And you're rocking with the two of the best. Minus one today. He got a little assignment he got to take care of. But we got Jay Smiley back up behind the glass.
What up, Smiley?
What's up, guys?
Oh, there you go. You
Jay
can
Smiley has
talk.
a voice, yes. Jay Smiley, you know who that is sitting across from me?
She is Dawn Davenport.
That's right.
Hello. And Smiley, you know who's across from me?
He is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 Good job,
What
Jay
you
Smiley.
got going on this weekend?
Man, listen, Babsy. You know, I think me and Savage gonna have to end up taking a little trip up out of Knox Vegas, man. Try to figure out what's going on. Orange and white game got a lot of VFLs coming back in town. Like a little family reunion in the springtime that, you know, a lot of people's schedules kind of free up. You know, you get an opportunity to go back. You got to go back and rub elbows with the guys. And then, you know, I got to check a couple of traps, too. See what's going on over there in the basketball world. You know, I'm going to go holler at a couple of people and see holler at some reps and see exactly what's going on. A couple of recruits coming in, the baseball taking place, and, you know.
That's right. So basketball has recruits coming in for the football spring game.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
That's
buddy.
smart.
Mm-hmm. Babs, you got to recruit year round now with the transfer portal and stuff. It's crazy. You got to hurry up and reload before somebody else does. So I'm telling you, I had a coach tell me this year while doing some SEC games, if we don't make the tournament, Nashville is a perfect spot so I can just get on the flight and fly out and start recruiting from there instead of flying out from that city. So it's on their brain.
Oh, for the SEC, like during the SEC tournament. Wow.
Yeah, so it's wild. It was like, we get put out early, I'm out of here. I'm going to recruit. So what you got going on this weekend, Babsy? Beautiful day, beautiful weekend planned?
It is. I am heading to St. Louis. XFL. So my game is Sunday at 2 o'clock our time, I think, on ESPN, maybe. Anyway, I'm working. It's actually high stakes. It's like a playoff game as they head into the end of their season. But St. Louis is taking on Seattle, hosting Seattle, the Sea Dragons. So
you just did that game, too.
I just did Seattle last week, but I will be on St. Louis's sideline this Sunday, which is good. So it'll be a little different. And their quarterback's A.J. McCarron, who everybody knows from Alabama. And, you know what, 7-8 years in the NFL, then had some injuries. And that's, I think, kind of why, you know, you want your backup quarterback to be available and healthy just in case and run your scout team and whatever else. And so I think he decided that he wanted to play in the XFL to kind of show, hey, look, I'm good. I'm back. I'm healthy. I can be a serviceable backup. give me a chance. You know,
So, Babsy, let me ask you this: you going to St. Louis? Do you know any Nelly songs for when you get up there? Like you run into somebody, they're like,
I'm going down, baby, up the street in a Range Rover.
Yeah, Babsy. Okay, see, that's all I'm asking, Babsy. Because see, we was gonna have to discuss that. Because if somebody stop you and be like, "Hey, man, what you doing from around here?" You just break out into a Nelly song. Everything will be cool because that's the king up there. So yeah, okay,
That's right.
Good,
That's
good.
right.
That's good, Babsy.
Yeah.
I like
no,
that.
it should be fun though because St. Louis averages like 36,000 fans for an XFL game.
they
So
pack it. They pack
you're
it.
going to have a great crowd and
Yep.
atmosphere, and that it's just going to feel really good in like the off season of football to be able to be in.
Yeah.
Like even last week, the game I worked, Seattle and DC, was such a good game. Came down to the end. They went for 2 for the win for Seattle and didn't get it, but like it was a really good game.
Football
and
feel
it was
to it.
football.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, and it made me really happy.
You got your fix.
Really happy.
You got your
yes.
fix with the football.
Yes.
You got
So-
that going on. You got orange and white, a little bit of everything. NBA
There's
playoffs
a bunch of
crank
spring
up.
games around,
Yeah, spring
right?
games. I think it's 8 games taking place if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
they will be, I guess, popping in and out of a couple of spring games to see what's going on. You can tune in. I guess SEC Network will be carrying a couple as far as in our region. But NBA playoffs will be cranking up. Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Lakers. Got that popping off. It's going to be an interesting series. Who will be taking that? That we'll be getting in a lot of that Monday. I know we're going to have this week coming up, we'll have Brevin Knight, who covers them, does the sideline,
Oh,
not
yeah.
the sideline, does the color commentary
Yeah, he
for the
does a
Memphis
good job.
Grizzlies. Yeah, so we'll be able to tap in with him. I reached out to him today. Make sure, like, man, put us on your schedule, dog. Don't be trying to duck and dodge, talking about, put us on your schedule, big bro. So he responded, I got you, Slay. So that's good. We'll be able to get some insight of what's going on with Ja Morant and his Grizzlies.
So I know that we're talking, which by the way, just crossed the ESPN SportsCenter bottom line that Indy would have interest in moving up from 4 if necessary to get the quarterback that they wanted. And they did just meet with CJ Stroud.
See?
And spend some time with him. So
Are they listening to They must have got our show bug. We just talked about that.
literally, we just talked about that, and then it just popped up happening now. The Colts meeting with Stroud and interested in moving up if they have to. So,
I'll let y'all know
which
we're
who
on the right
knows?
track.
But we'll get back into that. But I wanted your take on something that came across my timeline yesterday, and I actually tagged you and Ramon in it because I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah, talk to me, Babs.
So, who was it?
Paul George?
Paul George, yeah. So Paul George in a podcast
Yep.
said NBA players have a better chance of playing in the NFL than NFL players have playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was fascinating because, of course, I know you well and I know Ramon well, and you guys are related and you're both super athletic. And I could see you guys just going at it on this topic. So, of course, I tagged both of you guys in this. But it was interesting to see how many people weighed in on this topic. And so I was like, I want Slay's take, but we chatted on the phone today and I was like, I don't want to hear it now.
Yeah.
I want to hear it on air.
Yeah. See, my whole thing is, listen, both of them are phenomenal athletes if you make it to that level. My thing is the toughest part is to be able to put some finesse in your game. I've never seen football players put finesse in their game. Everything is like, the bend that you see from DNs, you see the lateral quickness from cornerbacks and safeties and linebackers on occasions, but the big dogs up front, the linemen, are we just going to cancel them out? Because the boom boom room is always open. I'm a boom boom room advocate. I'm just saying. But, man, I'm going to drag them out there to the perimeter, and I don't think they got enough wiggle for me, Babs. I shake them up, shake them down, and it's over with. Basketball translating to football to me is different. Like, you got the strength, especially this day and age, a little different because they're a little frail. But especially back in my day, and probably about 6-7 years ago, When people are lifting weights, you had real power forwards. The guys can get out there, play tight end. You may have a couple that can play D end at that time, but other than that, it's going to be tough, man. I think it's going to be hard translation. And the most athletic out of the two, I would give it to football.
Really?
I'll give it to football. The most athletic. But the most versatile and able to translate, I have to give basketball that.
See, I feel like it's different for different positions. Like,
true.
I love me some Ramon Foster.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see him dominating on the basketball court.
No, I'm going to give him that
Sorry,
work.
Savage.
No, I'm going to give him that work. I'm going to get Savage at work down now. I'm going to tell him that right now. I'm going to face him up and go on and get busy with him.
By the way, Ramon Foster from Ramon, Kayla, and Will is, in fact, in the chat right now.
Yeah.
He said Babs is trying to divide us. And he also pointed out Paul George ain't never played football for him to actually say that.
Yeah, and that's why I wonder why Paul would say that.
That's a bad look.
Yeah, I wonder why he would say that. But can you imagine Kawhi Leonard back there playing receiver with them big old hands?
Well, LeBron played, right?
Exactly. Yes, he did.
And would
Yes,
be
he
a
did.
hell of a tight end.
Oh, and hell of a wide receiver. He was an all-state wide receiver.
Yeah.
What's the name said? Who was it? God, what's the name? Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer came down to go watch him play. They was asking, who you here to see? And he said, I'm here to see LeBron. Like, wide receiver. So, hey, man, I'm telling you now.
Now I'm getting
Paul
texts
George.
from Savagery.
Leave
pretty.
Leave us alone, Savage. Let us do our job.
I'll meet
Mess
you
with us.
outside in the parking lot. Hey, but Josh, who does a show in St. Louis, on Twitter said, in my experience, every football player thinks they can hoop. This is so true. I can't tell you how many
Intramurals.
college football teams, players I talk to that are like, oh, but by the way, I'm the best basketball player on the team. We have pickup games, whatever. And, every college coach is just cringing, like, please watch your ankles. But he said basketball players know their limits. I'm like, that's not wrong. And then Mike Norris says, how long do you think it would take for that NBA guy to get obliterated? It's not like dunking over someone. NBA is too soft for the NFL.
See, and that's where the misconception always lies when they start talking about basketball being soft. But I understand their thoughts. Listen, you can call in and weigh in on this one, 615-737-1045. Get in the Zone TV chat, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Man, hit us up on all of this. With the lines wide open, we're going to get back into this quarterback talk, too, because I know Babsy has some feelings on this with the coach trying to move up and knock us out of third. What's your thoughts on this? The quarterback situation for the Titans, the draft right around the corner, coach taking our place. What are we doing, people? It's Friday. It's Trash Talk Friday. It's 3HL.
Let's go.
What's happening, folks? Ron Slay here, man. Listen, Brentwood Jewelry, you got to get there. I'm telling you right now, if you got an engagement that's coming up, you got a watch you need to go pick up for a father or something, or a brother that you want to get a watch for, you need some repairs done to some jewelry, they take care of it all under one roof. Doesn't get much better than that. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every single day for over 50 years. Watches. Now, when you're speaking about watches, that's hey, I got to go get me a nice timepiece. I got one sitting right now. I got to go get them to put some batteries back in it. But it's a real nice watch as well. So I'm ready to upgrade and go get me something else. They got fine pre-owned Rolexes for the fraction of the cost, not the cross. Every watch has been meticulously serviced to ensure the highest level of performance, and is presented with a 2-year warranty. Now, where you going to find it at? You ain't going to find it nowhere. But you need to get on to Brentwood Jewelry and figure it out. BrentwoodJewelry.com. Go check them out online. Better yet, go in the store. I'm telling you now, you will not be disappointed. Exceptional style, exceptional deals. Every day for over 50 years.
Have you been tempted to use your phone's hotspot for home Wi-Fi instead of real home internet from Xfinity? After all, what could go wrong, right? Streaming a movie on date night, picture freezes. Oops. You got friends over, you're watching games, and the game lags mid buzzer beater or mid huge play. Everybody stops booing the refs and starts booing you instead. Maybe you have to keep your camera off during a virtual job interview. That's a bad look, right? Hey, it is time for real home internet, fast, reliable internet on the Xfinity 10G network so everyone can be online, even during peak hours. Now through April 23rd, new customers, you can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet and Xfinity mobile for just $50 a month for 2 years during their Xfinity 10G network launch celebration. Go to Xfinity.com/10G or call 1-800-XFINITY to learn more. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet service. Reduced mobile speeds after 20 gigabytes of data usage. Data thresholds may vary.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson from 104.5 The Zone's morning show. Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and I am a proud participant in this year's Visionaries of the Year campaign for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and it is my privilege to be sitting here with Olivia. She is going through this battle right now at 10 years old. I know it has not been easy for you. You've been going through treatments and continue to. Why is it so very important for people to donate?
So we can get easier treatment options, and it will help the research of leukemia and lymphoma.
Yeah, and this is such a strong young lady, and every little bit will help. Like she said, the Dare to Dream campaign for safer treatments. This is not a disease that discriminates. It hits all ages. We've seen athletes that are dealing with that right now as we speak. But Olivia right here, she's going to win this battle, and we are here to help. So you can easily donate. Every dollar counts. Just click on that QR code at the top of Zone TV. You can just also go to 1045thezone.com.
Yes.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. Yes, the line is open, and we're waiting on people to call in. Listen, we got all kind of discussions going on this Trash Talk Friday. Big Slay right here. Babsy's in the building. Jay Smiley behind the glass. Yours on assignment.
Who's on our line?
Who on the line?
Who is on the line?
Oh, see, this is pure foolishness.
No.
This is
Smiley.
pure foolishness.
Smiley. Hey, whose team are you on?
That's what we need to know, Smiley. Like Smiley, don't get X'd out, man, before you get X'd
I know
in.
who this is going to be.
This
I know who it is.
Tomfoolery. Tomfoolery on the line with this
Is this
laugh.
Savage?
Did you have a show earlier? Did you have a show of 6 to 10?
I do.
Ramon
My
Foster.
teammates, yeah.
Ah.
Ooh, Babs, you started late last night, and 9:30 is late for me because, I have a 6 to 10 o'clock show, and all you wanted to do was stir the pot last night, Babs, as I'm trying to wind down. Now let's go.
Hey.
No, hold on.
Okay, go on, get him, Babsy.
Now, hold on.
Get him, Babsy.
Did you play basketball?
Yes, I played basketball, all county, all district, all tournament.
Okay.
I didn't get all state because I realized I was a center that was 6'4", I was a center that was 6'5", 6'6", and I saw point guards that was 6'6". That's when I was smart enough to realize I needed to go play football. Okay, Babsy? So there we go.
Okay. So, do you think that you could hang with the NBA guys? I just can't see it. I'm sorry, Savage.
Okay. This is what I'm going to say. Everything's cool and cute, right? Until you add the physicality aspect of it. Can they run? Yes. Can they jump? Yes. I believe they can catch. Absolutely. But will they run and catch and take a hit and get back up again, Babsy? That is the separator of it all. On top of that, you have cleats on. You have pads on. You have human beings trying to tear your face off, Babsy. So that is the separator right there. Anybody, can do something once. Can you do it again and again and again? Just like with me. I was like 68% from the free throw line. I can't hit 80%, okay, Babsy? I'm not a good three-point shooter. But guess what? I can make maybe 3 or 4 in a game to solidify my case of being a really good basketball player in the NBA. Boom.
Let me ask you this, Savage. Let me ask you this.
Hold on. Can I just point out? I mean, I might as well attack all y'all. All of them. So, I do remember that there was a point where Slay was like, nah, man, I just didn't want to get hit, so I was done with football.
No, that was baseball.
No, but football too.
No, I broke my wrist. I broke my wrist. That's why I stopped. See, I broke
but
my
then
wrist.
you never. Yeah, I
like I ain't got time to be playing around with
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just pointing it out.
Let me say this.
Foster, Ramon, I've got both of y'all.
Savage, listen. I very seldom have I seen a guy come from the football field and come and play, especially if we talking about pro. Now, we talking about college, all right, maybe and but I still ain't seeing guys coming from that gridiron and coming on that hardwood because they come out there so wild. And you know what's going to happen to y'all? Y'all not even going to be able to play. Y'all going to foul out.
Yeah, okay, and you know what? That's my separator right there. I ain't even trying to be an all-star at this thing. I want you to, as you say, lock the door and come down to the boom boom room with me, okay? I know my place. It's in the paint.
Babs, why you just laughing like that? What is wrong with you? What has gotten into you over there?
I don't know.
No, dog. It's about seeing football. That's what the misconception is. It's about matchups in basketball. So if I'm matched up with you, I'm pulling you out. That's the versatility in my game. That's what it's about right there. Why would I go down there with you?
Well, okay, so here's the thing that I say cornerbacks, running backs, wide receivers, some tight ends could play small forward, maybe shooting guard, maybe 1 or 2 point guards too, okay? No. But I don't see nobody on y'all court, the 96 feet it is, okay, that can go down to the trenches or even rush at like Von Miller.
Savage.
Name me one.
Y'all ain't even got and I said that. I said the trenches, yes. Y'all ain't got none of them secondary people that you just named can get out there and take a hit either. They don't want no parts of his. They play without pads.
Okay, that's fair.
They play. The
That's
cornerbacks play with no pads on. They wouldn't even wear shoulder pads if they didn't make them.
Listen. All I'm telling you is this: we got guys going into the Hall of Fame that play football. Okay, that also was big time basketball players at blue blood basketball schools in college. I'm just gonna throw Julius Peppers out there.
Bingo.
Name me one basketball player
Bingo.
that tried to. Matter of fact, I'll tell you one.
Gates.
Allen Iverson.
Gates. Tony Gonzalez.
No. We're talking about pro at this or at least college. Nate Robinson tried and he got folded.
Hey, and guess what? Nate should have stayed there. He could have win the draft in the league. He switched over. But this is what I'm telling you. You just helped everything I said. Yes, you can see basketball players switch over and go pro, and not only go pro, but be Hall of Famers in the NFL. We've never seen a football guy switch over to basketball and make it to the Hall of Fame ever.
Savage, I know it's trash talk Friday, and you got me going. What I'm telling you is
but tell me what football. No, stop it. Let me put him on. I'm going to put him on hold. I can't put him on hold?
Nope.
Dang it.
Yeah, not a single being can name one basketball player that's attempted to come over and be successful. We at least got one in college, okay? I knew one in college too. Stanley Asumio, VFL. Wanted to come play football. You know how long he lasted? A spring.
You know how long C.J. Faden lasted?
How long?
0. Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. Once this is what I'm telling you. Once you go on and say, hey man, I'm going this route, and you try to come back, I don't think you can switch over to either one of them.
Mr. Babb said Charlie Ward.
True. Charlie Ward, yeah. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. He's always. But see, this is the thing. You got guys like that never switched. That's the whole thing. Yeah. If you go through playing both, then it's gonna be fine. But once you go 2 or 3 years playing one of them, you can never go back.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Bab.
Oh, I was just going to say, here's the problem with all these hypotheticals nowadays is because, what's his name? Riley Leonard, Duke's quarterback now for the football team, also was on the basketball team. But nowadays, like, you can't play both at a high level because coaches aren't okay with it. Like, which one are you all in on? You've got to make one that is your priority. Like, you just can't, it's not like the good old days where you could play 2 sports at a high level. Like, you're going to end up missing, if you're playing football, you're going to end up missing some of basketball. Yeah.
Man, that's what's so cool about it. That is the separator. You better specialize in it. I tell Savage all the time, we watching basketball. The way the game has changed, my coach would have benched us, probably kicked us off the team the way they do transition basketball now. They pull up in middle school at the 3-point line. You better know how to shoot, and you better be able to handle the ball, too. But the crazy thing about both of us going back and forth, baseball players are sitting around somewhere saying this right now. Y'all know what they're saying.
Oh, yeah.
You hit a baseball.
You know
Look at Michael Jordan.
Oh, my God. Oh, I saw Mookie Betts say that, man. Shout out to Mookie because he's from the city. What he going to say? Can you hit a baseball? Like, stop that.
That is
RJ
true.
behind me right now mumbling too. RJ, be quiet.
Be quiet, June. Before we break you off in the lab, boy. Be quiet. Sit back, grown folks talking, boy.
They might not be wrong now.
Nah, guess what?
Baseball they might
different.
not be wrong.
Baseball is different.
Yep.
I give it that. That's
baseball.
That's tough.
But most of it is skill, and you better train at it.
Right.
That's all it is these days in sports.
Yeah. I know.
Appreciate that, Savage.
All
Man,
right.
just reach on out on Trash Talk Friday, man.
You know what?
I had to.
Maybe we'll get a little pickup basketball game here at the station
I'm with
going.
that. I'm with that.
And maybe a little pickup 7-on-7 football. How's that?
No, all me and Savage doing is gonna wrestle. You hear me? That's all I got. It's a cold-blooded wrestling match, and we ain't never did either one of them. Okay.
Hey, I would pay to see that.
He lying.
All right, that was a good Trash Talk Friday call.
All right, Savage.
See you, Savage. Enjoy the orange-white game this weekend.
Man.
Before we get a break, do you want to check in with Mark?
Yeah, most definitely. Let's check in. Let's check in with Mark real quick. Mark, what you got, man? Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, brother.
Well, Slay's kind of wrong. I'll tell you what, he probably couldn't hit a softball out of the infield.
You might not
But
be right.
but other than that, baseball, you have to have hand coordination.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know where and run and jump. And so I think most baseball players are very good athletes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Baseball.
I had a football coach once told me, he said, if I can get me a good baseball player, I can teach him to play football.
Listen, Mr.
God,
Mark,
baseball's
I feel
but
it.
baseball not physical at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm telling you, there's some.
No, because you got to have eye and hand coordination. You've got to. I mean, it's just so much going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
And nothing is Slay. I love you to death, man. But you couldn't play defense worth a damn.
Guess what? And you know what the funny thing is about that, Mark? I had my.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, you was really good, but you would just kind of stand around and all right, ball's going here, ball's going there. Now give me the offense. I'm gonna do something now.
I like that. I like
you
that.
would fit in great with the NBA right now.
The only good thing about that,
I
Mark,
love Slay to death. I love him to death, but he just wasn't a good defensive player.
I don't know about that.
I love that, Mark. Let me tell you, the only thing.
Well, he didn't want to run down the court, you know.
Because he was
an SEC player of the year.
I was going to say one thing about it, Mark, man. One thing you can't do is you can't trick the voters into being no All-American, all the best player in the SEC without playing both sides of the floor.
That's right.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Now, I love y'all and I love your show. And I listen to you every day.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate
man.
it.
All right, we gonna
I'm
finish
like,
up.
I had to step in and.
No, I was waiting on him. I was going to tell him. I was going to tell him. Yeah, you can't.
He's
one
just
thing you
giving
can't
you a
do is
hard
trick.
time.
Yeah, you can't trick it. Now you might have to give up a little bit. Now I might not give a foul because they need me in the game. But yeah, But
You know what this whole conversation reminds me of?
What?
Marshawn Lynch.
Whoa! What did Marshawn Lynch say? Smiley.
You remember it?
No.
Smiley?
It's gonna just
click.
You sure you got this?
Smiley, scaring
You
me.
sure you got the bad words out?
Scaring the Smiley.
Okay.
In my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over again. They just not gonna want that.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through face.
That's right.
Then you don't have to worry about them no more.
There you go. And that's why I think NBA guys won't hang in the NFL.
Sound like he need to be a boxer or something. Ain't nobody trying to get hit that many times, Marshawn Lynch.
That is my favorite quote ever.
Hey, man.
Ever.
We will let him have that. Nobody want to play no
No
football
NBA
no way.
player wants to get hit over and over and over.
Don't know football player want to get out there and get crossed up over and over and over and over either. You only got 5. See, that's the thing. They can't contain themselves, so they got to be out there on the gridiron. Come out there on the court. Can't be doing all that hacking and hitting somebody. Once he would have got to the 5th over, he would have been out of the game. So good. Get him up out of here.
Tee him up.
Get him on.
Run through. Face.
Hey, man, this is 3HL. We're going to hit these callers. Al, we got you coming back. Hopefully you talking about getting Jalen Hyde somewhere. It's Trash Talk Friday, 615-737-1045. This is 3HL. Stay right here.
Come to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you need. They're going to be able to help you out there, and they'll do it without putting any pressure on you at all. They simply want you in the right vehicle for you. That's it. So go take your test drive, ask your questions. They'll have your answers for you. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. The entire inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. Jeep season is upon us. They've got a great selection of Jeeps for you to peruse on the lot. 3450 Tom Austin Highway is the address in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Take 24 west toward Clarksville, exit 35, about 9 miles outside the city, and then a straight shot into Springfield. Again, the best vehicle buying experience you will ever have. We have done multiple shows up there and watched it go down, and it's always fun. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys, and it's always fun. They're awesome people. The service department is incredible, and you are going to love it. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Okay, Smiley.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That's how we come back in on 3HL Radio on 104.5 The Zone. Shout out to everybody, man, that's called in today, man. People that have been in the chat getting busy with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Make sure you go back and subscribe to it, man. If you didn't, then go check out on the podcast. Some good conversations.
Is this
Orange
the
and
Michael
White.
Jackson Beat It?
Yep.
Okay.
That is it.
My brother does it so well.
He's an actor. He's supposed to, Babs.
I know, and he got all the rhythm in the family. I didn't.
He left you behind.
So not fair.
Hey, we got one more call. Al in Gallatin, Babs. Let's take Al and see what Al has. What you got up your sleeve on this good Trash Talk Friday, Al?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Can you hear us, brother?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. How you doing today? What's up?
I know you guys are talking a lot about quarterbacks and Hendon Hooker, and I love Hendon Hooker. I love University of Tennessee, and I love Tennessee Titans. But I listen to you guys every day, but I don't know that I've ever heard you mention or speak about the possibility of Jalen Hyatt as a wide receiver.
To the Titans, you
Coming
mean?
to the Titans.
Would you take him at 11, Al?
The what?
Would you take him with the 11th pick?
I don't know that I would take him at the 11th pick, but he doesn't look like he's going to go in the first round from all the prospects.
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, do you not think it would be a good idea to keep Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt together? I mean, because I watched Jalen Hyatt play this year, and, I mean, I loved A.J. Brown, and he kind of reminded me, I mean, I really think this is the Easter egg that didn't get found, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well,
I think he has a lot of potential, and I think whoever gets him won't regret it.
yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, his stats don't lie. Basically, I mean, shoot, pop in the Alabama film, right?
Right, yeah.
And you'd be like, okay, that's a dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to the Titans. You can end that. Thank you, Al. I wouldn't be opposed to the. Sorry, I'm like I don't have any control over here. Appreciate you, Al. Yeah. No, I wouldn't be opposed to the Titans getting him at some point, but I mean, can I just say this? I love you, Tennessee fans. I love you.
I mean, maybe it's the Tennessee Titans too.
Yes,
Tennessee
I'm sorry.
Tennessee
I love
Titans.
you, Vols fans.
Maybe it's Tennessee.
But the obsession with Hendon Hooker, and wouldn't it be great to keep Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt together and whatever else, like, step it back.
But maybe they're seeing what's happening with the Bengals. Maybe they're like, oh, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase.
Okay, Jalen Hyatt ain't Jamar Chase.
Hendon Hooker, not Joe Burrow.
Nope. As much as I love Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, maybe he could be. If Mayer was here, he'd be arguing with me that that Hendon Hooker is gonna be
the best
Joe Burrow. Yeah. So, so the whole keep them together. I mean, if Jalen Hyatt is there and he's the best player on your board when you're picking and you're the Titans, hell yeah, you're gonna grab him. I mean, what did the Titans need?
Receivers.
Offensive linemen,
and
receivers,
everything,
linebacker. I
think that's the thing, though,
is
Babs.
long.
And when you get to this situation, it's so difficult to try to plan out what you're gonna do. You gotta take, because you got other teams that's gonna take players that they need and fill their needs, and you got so many guys, man. It's about taking the most ready guy and the most available guy and the guy that's on your draft board when you're planning it out. So I mean, that's difficult. That's difficult to do.
But we have talked Hendon Hooker. We've talked a lot about, Jalen Hyatt. We talked a lot about him with Greg Cosell. Cosell likes him.
Yep. I like him better than Jordan Addison. I'll say that.
Yeah.
If you're looking for.
Do you?
I do.
It might be your.
What did Jordan Addison show you this year, though? More than
glasses.
What did he show you this year more than Hyatt did?
I don't know. Well, I guess I saw him a lot the year before.
Yeah, but that I agree with that now.
In person, so that's all that I can take.
And I'm okay with that. I'm just saying right now. I didn't get to see, I got to see both of them this year.
I didn't get to see him in person last year. I didn't see Jordan Addison in person last year to see where things changed.
What Hyatt did was really, really impressive this year.
Yes.
and what the step back that Addison had was head-scratching to me because you went with a guy like Caleb. And
right, a quarterback who people are talking about will be 1 or 2 next year.
With a coach who's a quarterback
now it came from
guru.
Kenny Pickett.
Right.
Kenny Pickett was his quarterback prior, and those two just had the connection.
They lit it up.
I mean, they had the chemistry, they had the connection, so I don't know how much. Now, they also had, Kenny Pickett had less weapons.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I mean, Jordan was his guy, so.
I will say, I'll say this, man, like for the Tennessee fans, if Hyatt and Tillman both were available right there, I'm gonna take Tillman.
Why?
I like the versatility of Tillman. I'm gonna be honest. I like his size. I like his I like him when his yards after catch, him breaking through contact, him catching in traffic. Jalen Hyatt, without question, a top off guy. Like, man, get gone. And I don't think his 40 has anything to do with his football speed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think his football speed is better, but I just like, man, the dynamic that Cedric Tillman brings, man. I'm gonna be honest. But like you, I've been a Tillman fan for a minute.
Right. So. And Hyatt's a projected second rounder.
Yeah.
Basically. Is where most of the draft experts have him. So but A.J. Brown was a second rounder.
Yes, he was. It's a lot. A lot can be done, man. We're going to get to continue with a lot more of this next week because we'll be counting down the days. And we want to thank you, man, for joining in with me and Babsy.
On this Friday, this Trash Talk Friday.
Had some little trash talk. People told me can't play defense and everything. I don't even play no defense, man. Give it a rock.
He came back and said, "You're right.
Yeah,
you're
right."
He did. Nah. We had a little Ramon Foster show on show violence too.
Yeah, buddy.
You know,
he might be waiting outside for us. Anyway, man,
I'm following you out.
Let's go. Y'all enjoy your weekend, man. Enjoy it. Hug somebody, man. It is what it is. This is 3HL. God bless you. We out of here.
See ya.
After party, brought to you by Awaken 180, people. Stay tuned. Oh, yeah. What's happening, people? Listen, man, Superbook Sports, I'm bringing it to you. You waited to the end. Now here it is. I'm giving it to you the right way. You got the Bulls taking on the Heat for the play-in game for one of them to get into the playoffs. Also, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who gets in? Do the Young Bucks lead out and beat the Timberwolves in their own place? Do the Miami Heat drop 2 at home versus the Bulls? Well, here it is. Here's your answer, man. No. The answer is no. Miami Heat will beat the Bulls. I'm going to take that -5. I think they're going to cover the spread. If you're weary about that, go on and take the money line. You can get it at -190. I'm going to do it right now with you. OKC Thunder versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, this one right here, this could be any way, but I think Anthony Edwards is going to get it done. I'm going to take them to cover against OKC. OKC got a young nucleus. They'll be back next year. Minnesota needs to get this win and move on ahead and get to these playoffs. Get your odds at +191. I'm putting it down right now. Boom, boom. Cool little bet. Boom. My bet has been placed. Superbook Sports, man. Go download the app. Get on superbook.com. Whatever you got to do. 1-800-889-789. 7879. What's the number? 1-800-889-7879.